Welcome to Stories My Mother Told Me. Once upon a time, in the magnificent kingdom of Brand, there ruled a wise and just king named Leonard and his beautiful queen, Seraphina. The couple, deeply in love, had everything they could wish for except one thing: an heir to the throne. Years passed, and the royal couple's despair grew as the kingdom eagerly waited for a baby. The halls of the palace echoed with the hopeful prayers of the kingdom for a child to continue the lineage. In their darkest hour, when hope seemed lost, Seraphina discovered that she was with a child. The entire kingdom rejoiced at this news, and anticipation filled the air. The joyous day arrived, and the kingdom celebrated the birth of the long awaited princess named Amira. However, amidst this joyous occasion came a messenger who informed the king of potential threats to the precious princess. The powerful rival kingdoms were seeking to harm the newborn heirs, and this news soon spread like wildfire. In response, King Leonard, in his overwhelming concern for Amira's safety, issued a royal decree that would change her life forever. The decree stated that Princess Amira would be confined within the palace walls for her entire life, shielded from the outside world. The decision, while motivated by love and a desire to protect the kingdom's future, cast a gloom over the royal family. Amira, a curious and adventurous spirit, yearned to explore the world beyond the palace gates. As the years passed, the palace became Amira's golden cage. She was provided with the finest education, surrounded by tutors and advisors, but her heart longed for the freedom denied to her. The palace gardens, while beautiful, could not compare to the vast landscapes and adventures that lay beyond. Despite her confined existence, Amira grew into a remarkable young woman. She possessed intelligence, kindness, and a gentle spirit that endeared her to the people within the palace. However, her longing for the outside world never waned. One fateful day, as Amira gazed out from her window, she noticed a mysterious figure in the distance, a handsome young man named Leo. He was a wandering prince who had traveled from a distant land seeking refuge in Brant. Intrigued by his presence, Amira found herself captivated by his stunning looks. She quickly sent her maid and sent words to the prince. She asked her maid to keep the secret from everyone. In her note, she asked the prince to become her pen friend, and she also gave him a spot where they can both see each other even though she was confined within the palace walls. Over time, Amira and Leo began to exchange secret letters, pouring their hearts out to each other. Their connection blossomed into a deep love, which only fueled Amira's desire to escape the confines of the palace. Before long, their love story unfolded, and this reached the king and the queen. They weren't happy about this. They called the princess and asked her about it. The father clearly stated his disapproval of this relationship. Rumors of Amira's yearning for freedom reached the ears of the kingdom elders. The royal court, alarmed by the potential consequences of such restrictions, reasoned with the king, persuading him to grant her freedom. Many of the royal court dismissed the messenger's words as mere rumor and saw no basis for it. But the king was certain, and as he seemed to have some preconceived ideas as to why the other kingdoms may be seeking to harm the princess. But after several debates, the king approved the princess leaving the palace, but must at all times be accompanied by warriors. Amira was delighted at this freedom. She and Prince Leo arranged to meet to take a walk around the village. On the set day, while they were exploring the village, some strange men appeared from nowhere to attack the princess. Her warriors sprung into action and they were all injured and wounded. Now it was left for the prince to protect her. The men rushed towards them like wounded lions, but as soon as they came closer and identified the prince, they retreated. Dumbfounded at what had happened, the guards took the princess back to the palace and reported all that happened to the king. The king was furious but also thankful that his daughter returned in one piece. When he was alone with his daughter, he asked her, "Have you understood why I've been trying my best to keep you safe? The first day you went outside these walls, see what happened. Had Leo not been present, who would have known what would have happened to you, my precious daughter?" In that very moment, something struck the king. Why did the men retreat after identifying Leo? Who is Leo? Where is he from? Who is his father? The princess provided answers to all the questions, and instantly the king flared up in rage. "I forbid you from seeing that prince from today. No mention of his name should be heard in this palace. You are not allowed to go out henceforth. This relationship is forbidden." "But why?" Amira cried out. "He saved my life. The least you can do is to be grateful to him." The king sat beside her and said, "I love you very much, Amira. I am only doing this to protect you. Please trust me this once. I know you love Leo, but this relationship will only bring misery to our family with time. I promise to provide more details, but for now, could you please trust me?" Leo, on the other hand, traveled back home and stormed into his father's room. "What business do you have with the king of Brand?" Shocked at his question, his father asked him where this was coming from. "I was with the Princess of Brand a couple days ago when your men attacked us with the sole intent of harming the princess. She could have been killed had they not recognized me." As soon as he said this, his father sprang up. "What is your business with Brand's kingdom?" "Why were you there in the first place?" his father asked. "I was exploring the neighboring communities as usual when I met Princess Amira, and I immediately fell in love with her." "Enough!" his father shouted. "I do not want to hear that name in this palace anymore, and you are forbidden from going to Brand henceforth." "No, father, you cannot restrict me without proper explanation. I am an adult and will soon be the ruler of this great people. I deserve insight into the troubles of our land." After taking a deep breath, his father narrated the whole story to him. Let's hear it. Are you ready? Many years ago, I and King Leonard of Brand were best of friends. We did everything together until one day we met a beautiful princess and I fell in love with her. Soon we were married. Shortly after we got married, she became pregnant and expecting a baby. One day, an unresolved issue led to serious conflict between both kingdoms. We went to war and we lost the battle. His men captured my wife and killed her together with our unborn child. And he never showed any remorse or even sent his condolences. Since then, I've joined forces with all the neighboring kingdoms to revenge him, and the only revenge that would satisfy me is to take the life of his daughter. Leo watched his father as he narrated the whole story to him. He saw how deeply his father felt about the issue. He also noticed how hurt he is feeling inside. and without saying a word, he hugged his father and excused himself. Over the next coming days, he kept pondering over the matter and what could possibly be the best way to resolve this issue. After much deliberation, he decided to visit King Leonard. When he got to the palace, he was denied entrance as the king had instructed his guards never to let him in or anywhere close to his daughter. He sat at the gate the whole time, and in the evening he tried again, but got the same response. He remained there throughout the night and for the next 2 days. Seeing how persistent he was, the king granted him audience. He told the king who he was and how he truly felt about his daughter. Then he pleaded with the king to tell him his own version of the story. Are you ready to hear it? Many years ago, I and your father were best of friends. Then one day, war broke out between the two kingdoms, which led to the death of his wife and baby. His minister, who had been trying to usurp the throne, asked your father's own warriors to kidnap his wife and kill her and the baby. I found out about this, and I found the men who were assigned to do this task. I and my men fought with all we've got to save her. The men took her away, and I was severely injured in the process. I was in a coma for several months. When I eventually gained consciousness, I was told that my friend never visited me even once. Neither did he send any condolences. I felt really hurt, and I regretted sabotaging my life for an ingrate friend. On hearing this, Leo immediately figured what the real problem is: misinformation and lack of communication. He told the king his father's side of the story, and he left. When he got home, he told his father what Kid Leonard had narrated to him. His father became speechless, but still held strongly to his opinion of Leo not getting married to Amira. Seeing that their parents are still adamant, the duo agreed to run away for some time to see if this will shake their parents and make them reconcile. They took 2 chaperones with them and started their travels to explore other parts of the world. When both kings discovered their children were missing, they sent notes to each other asking of the whereabouts of their own. Realizing what had happened, they both agreed to meet to settle their differences. They spoke for several hours, arguing and accusing each other. But at the end of the day, they realized that miscommunication and unfounded grudge has led them to this point. The two best friends acknowledged that they were both wrong and should have at least given each other the benefit of doubt and hear from the other party before drawing conclusions and holding resentment for over 20 years. They apologized to each other and were grateful that their children's love story had eventually ended this rivalry that would have led to a bloodbath. They reconciled and peace was restored. Leo and Amira returned from their world tour after a few weeks to the unity of both kingdoms. They were both delighted that their love was able to weather through the storm and their resilience brought good results. They got married and decided to travel the world, have fun before settling for their responsibilities as heirs. This is story my mother told me. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends as these help us grow. Thank you and see you in our next story. Bye!